Evidence will suggest that any of the defendants had to be convicted of all of the overt acts in order for you to see that they actually had an agreement. The acts don't even have to be crimes, but they are. And that is how the state expects you will know that these defendants, they wanted to participate in this enterprise. They wanted to participate in this organization through these illegal acts. They wanted to obtain ill-gotten goods that they did not have a right to have through robbery, through stealing, through drug sales, and the like. So we'll start off by looking at the defendants. 6 of them are at the table, and 6 of them are here for you all to decide, has the state proven its case? So where we left off, the crimes that the defendants are accused of committing in this case. A listing of them include the following: conspiracy to violate the Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act, murder, armed robbery, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a firearm by a first offender probationer, and death by receiving stolen firearms, among other things. This list is not exhaustive. You will have again with you the indictment, and you are to consider as the state met its burden. So breaking it down, the evidence is going to show that the defendants, when we say conspiracy, it's nothing elaborate. It's a legal term, which simply means the evidence is going to show that the defendants had an agreement. There will not be a written contract presented to you. There will not be a letter signed in blood by any of the defendants. But what you will see evidence of is the defendants' actions, their presence, their companionship, their conduct, before, during, and after a long list of crimes. And what you will see is that the defendant is convicted of these crimes. Sometimes the state no-prossed or dismissed charges. Sometimes the police never brought formal charges. But what the evidence shows is that the defendants did commit those crimes. And when we're talking about a conspiracy, an agreement, just an agreement, unspoken agreement, we're going to participate in YSL through a pattern of racketeering activity. That's another large word that is used in the legal community, but regular folks, myself included, just don't generally tend to use it. Racketeering activity is nothing more than certain crimes, the crimes that are listed out in the indictment. You will see that, and the court will instruct you, I expect, that those crimes constitute racketeering activity. And as I stated before you all broke for lunch, a conspiracy requires just one overt act. So you will see evidence of several overt acts. Several acts that were done by these defendants and by unnamed and unindicted people as well to further the interests, to further the goal of the conspiracy that the defendants participated in. You will see overt acts meant to establish YSL's dominance and control under an umbrella of a larger, more traditional street gang called Sex, Money, Murder, Bloods. They adopted the nomenclature. They would do things like replace C's in words with the letter B, because traditionally Crips and Bloods were not aligned with one another. So Cleveland Avenue became Believeland. Some of you may have indicated during voir dire you've heard or are familiar with the Cleveland Avenue area. Maybe you've even heard of Cleveland Avenue Day. The evidence will show that this is where that comes from. The evidence will also show that sometime in 2012 or thereabouts, an internal rift or divide occurred among the members of Rock's crew. Now, the defendant, Jeffrey Williams, seated back there yawning right now, he was an original member of Rock crew. And the kind of crimes that Rock's crew did consisted of smash and grab burglaries, stealing ATM machines, things of that nature. Crew split up. YSL, or Young Slime Life, was formed. And the defendant, Jeffrey Williams, was its proclaimed leader. Young Slime Life came about and consisted of 3 or more people when it began. 3 or more people who were willing to and who did commit criminal street gang activity, that is crimes, that were intended to further the purposes and advance the directives of YSL itself.